What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars, coming to you from beautiful Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. That's right, guys. Love it up here in the Smoky Mountains. Fort Pitts, ponies in the Smokies. Always a good time. You know, we're going to do a real fun walk around and all this stuff. We got some great video coverage of the show coming to you. But there's one car in particular I want to share with you. If you go back in our videos, you remember the Starsky and Hutch Torino my buddy Shane had. And this guy is die-hard blue oval. And I pray for him every night. But he's a great guy, good people. He brought something really special to this show. This car right here. It's a 1970 Ford Mach 1. They made a lot of them. But this color combination and everything, it's 1 in 14. And I know everybody's rolling their eyes because everybody has a rare car. But you don't have a car with a story like this one. All right, so let me paint a picture for you. This car was sold new in Greer, South Carolina in 1970 at D&D Ford. That's right, guys, best sales day ever, D&D Ford, right where old Rabbit worked. D&D Ford, Greer, South Carolina. This car was sold new in 1970. My buddy Shane, his aunt, bought it new. The car never left Greer, South Carolina. It has 21,000 actual miles on this car. It's never been restored. It's never been painted. It's never had anything done to it. It is all original in every way. This car has just been maintained. Come here and check this thing out, Matt. So probably one of my favorite points about this car though, Shane was telling me the story about his Aunt Ruby and her Mach 1 Mustang that she bought at D&D Ford. So this is the coolest thing about it. And it's so funny that we're here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Well, Gatlinburg, Tennessee literally is the next town over. Big tourist town, just like Pigeon Forge is. He said his Aunt Ruby loved this car. And something so neat, when she passed away, she left Shane this car. It's been in this one family all its life, but this is the coolest thing ever. And probably the neatest little car show add-on that really ties this story together. Bring it in. Her husband had this purse made for her in Gatlinburg with her name on it. That was laying in the seat of the car when he got it. He said, I never had the heart to take it out of here because it's always Aunt Ruby's Mustang. I love those family tie-ins with this car. I'll be honest with you, I got cold chills just pointing at that old leather purse. I mean, that is so neat. One, Aunt Ruby was pretty cool because she likes Mach 1 Mustangs. But look at this car. I mean, that's the thing. We've got a gorgeous Mach 1 beside it. That car's been restored. It's absolutely perfect. This car is like day one still. I want to point out a couple things to you because everybody thinks a new car is perfect. You gotta understand, they were popping these things out, making production with these things when they were building them. Come here, Matt, let me bring one in for you. Just quick things. So, look at this restored Mach 1. Look at the fitment. Look how the deck lid, look at the stripes, how everything matches. This car right here has been painstakingly restored. Now this car hasn't. The biggest telltale sign. Look at the stripes. Look at the gaps. I love this though, because anybody that restored this car would corrected that. And it's so easy to make one like this and a little bit of work, but this car, just like day one. That tickles me when people say, oh man, when that thing was new, it was perfect. Far from it, that's perfect. Something else that's really cool, she's still rocking her D&D Ford sales decal on the back. Funny story, 1970s when D&D Ford moved to the location that old Rabbit worked at. I tell you what, I've never been so comfortable in my life to be standing in front of a police car. Ponies and Smokies, they got a little something for everybody, including probably one of the largest collection of highway patrol Mustangs I have ever seen in one place in my life. You know, we shot with one just a few weeks back at RUC. This one right here is near and dear to my heart, a South Carolina highway patrol car. So funny story. My Uncle Leroy, He worked for a company called Piedmont Clark Lift, basically a big forklift company, and they were right off 385 and 85. That's where everybody wanted to be. 385, this big, huge building. Well, back then, 385 and 85 really wasn't that big of a deal when these cars were new. And there was a big empty lot right across the highway. There's a VHS tape floating around. And I saw it many, many, many moons ago that a mechanic shot from the Piedmont forklift location, shooting across the street. When these cars first came in, that was big news. You got to understand, for South Carolina to have these pursuit cars like this. Anyway, that empty lot, there was about 7 or 8 of these state trooper cars. There was a couple unmarked, and they were doing donuts in the parking lot across the street. The video is about 10 minutes long, and I still, every time I see one of these silver cars with blue stripes and of course state seal on it, I think about my Uncle Leroy's video and talking about them Mustangs giving them hell, boy, as he sipped on a cup of coffee. Absolutely love it. What I love about these highway patrol cars is how they're a little different. Of course, everybody knows about the blue silicone hoses. Of course, got the speedometer that's calibrated, all that good stuff, but little oddities, and they're all a little different. Check this out right here. Anybody knows anything about Fox Body Mustangs, when you open up your glove box, you got the button to release your trunk. Well, look where the trunk release button is in this one. I love that, where they could get to it real quick. Boom, right there on the side of the gauge cluster. Just think, if you'd done that, you got nowhere to put your monster tack.